All right, great. All right, I want to thank you both for coming to the second session, and I'm going to ask you your names again. Can you tell me your name, please?
I'm Hannah.
Hannah, and your name?
Amy.
Amy, same as mine. Great. And how about your age?
I'm
12?
17.
17, okay. And why don't we talk about what's your favorite type of music you like to listen to?
Like what song or what?
Yeah, how about what song or what artist or whatever? Who are you into right now?
I like remixes
Okay.
of different original ones and then new things.
So when they take an old song and then a new artist does
and then
it?
we put it together.
Okay, I love that. That's nice. Okay, and you?
I like a bit of everything, but I like the 1975 and The Weeknd.
What is the 1975? Is that a band?
Yeah.
So old now. I never thought I was going to be this kind of what is that? What is that band? The 1975 and The Weeknd?
Yeah.
I will have to check that out. And so, Anne, are you excited to go home?
Yes.
Yeah. When are you leaving?
10th of
Oh yeah,
July.
July. Okay.
Yeah, July.
And you're staying a week longer than your parents?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's nice. With family, grandma?
For family and friends, yeah.
Good. And why don't you tell me, how are you been feeling this week? I know, is this the end of school or?
I've been feeling, I don't know, happy and then just wanting to get out of this place. And then just can't wait for summer and to see what happens and just to see some new scenery and different people.
Yeah, so you're going to get to see your old friends?
Yeah, hopefully. And just wanting a break, sleep.
Yeah, exactly. And how about you?
Yeah, I'm just tired and I have loads of work to do for summer, so.
You have work to do for summer? That's what?
I have loads of individual assessments and stuff for different essays and everything for different lessons. So I'm just tired and ready to not do any more work.
So when is your last day of school?
Thursday. It's Thursday.
How exciting. So that's good. So and you have no more exams, or do you have exams?
No more exams this term.
Oh, so good. So there'll be a weight lifted off you a little bit. So do you have any anxiety about going home, any nervousness about going home?
I'm scared in a way that our friends my old friends sort of not really forgot about me or something because we live so far apart. And seeing if anything drastic has changed.
Has changed. Are you going back to that same area where you live?
We're going all around, really, sort of the same area and other places as well. So it depends.
That's good. Get to meet up with your friends and everything. It's good.
Yeah.
Drastic. And for you?
Now I'm just excited to go home and to be cold.
And to be cold, exactly. And do you have, you keep probably close contact online or with your friends?
Yeah. I like Skype and email and use Facebook to talk to friends. So.
That's good. So you have that connection there. Okay, does this, doing this class, does this bring up any anxiety or nervousness, or does it make you feel more relaxed, or how does it make you feel to be going through a meditation class or a mindful class?
Hoping it will relax me.
Relax you, me too. And you?
Yeah, no, it's just relaxing and something chill out to do.
Good, I'm glad, and I can't thank you enough. I appreciate you being here. So, okay, so we're going to do, before we do the guided meditation session, and this is going to be mindfulness. And just to get it started, we're going to, I'm going to give you each a raisin. So I want you just to close your eyes, and then you can put your hand out, and then we'll go from there. For you, or two for you. Okay, I'm going to do one better so you can concentrate. So I'm doing this, and I'm going to ask you to just feel the raisin and think about internally what does it feel like, and we'll talk about more afterwards. And then when you've done that, you can put it to your nose and tell me if it smells. We'll just think it now. We'll talk about it afterwards. Tell me if it smells, or think about its smell. And then when you get a big whiff of the raisin, you can put it in your mouth and think about what it feels in your mouth and what it tastes like, and think about if you chew it all the way, think about it going down. And if you want to spit it up, I will give you a Kleenex. You choose. Put that in your hand if you need it. If not, you chew it up. And when you're done, you can open your eyes. All right. So, if you had to describe what it felt like, what it smelled like, and what it tastes like, can you do that for me?
It felt very like rough and I don't know how else to describe. It just felt really rough and like crinkly. And then it smelled. I couldn't really smell it. It smelled like a raisin.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe that. And when you chewed it, it felt like you were chewing, like the first chew, it felt like you were chewing into like a marshmallow or something, and then it started to get more like breaking down.
Okay, good, thank you. And what about you?
Yeah, it just feels like crinkly. Hard, it's quite hard on the outside. It smelled like, it reminded me of when I was little, because we used to have raisins the whole time, so like that's what it reminded me of, but it just smelled like raisins. And tasted, yeah, it tasted good.
I think that you brought up a good thing, because I think raisins don't have a strong smell, but they can take you back. Like if you smell something, sometimes that can take you back to a memory you had when you were younger. Something smell or song or something can just bring back those feelings. So, okay, well I just wanted to do that because I wanted to talk to you about what mindfulness is. And why don't you just tell me if you have any kind of definition or what you think mindfulness means?
When I hear the word mindfulness, it sounds to me like you have to use your brain a lot. And very like, sounds intense.
Sounds intense. Okay, good. What about you?
Mindfulness. Just like, I don't know, thinking about something or concentrating.
Concentrating. Okay, good. Those are both very good. I'm going to give you my definition, and it's, and I want you always to keep in mind your own definitions of things and how it worked for you is what you should stick with, and they should evolve or change over time depending. So my definition of mindfulness is that it involves paying attention. It's simply paying attention on purpose. So a lot of the times we walk through life and we don't think, like we won't take the time when we even eat our food to like think about digesting it, and or we hear so much sound around us that we block a lot of it out. And our body does that because there's so much coming at us, sight, sounds, noise, and smells are everywhere. So our brain is a machine used to block out these things so we can concentrate on what we're doing. But if we can take it down even to in simpler terms, if we just concentrate on our five senses, both outside and inside, I would say that would be my definition of mindfulness, both just paying attention on purpose. So, so I just want to ask you a couple of questions before we get going. And I want to tell you that we have our five senses. We have our sight, sound, smell, feeling. Sight, sound, smell, feeling, and hearing. So, I know. So you have those on the outside. You know, you can touch and feel something. You can smell the raisin. It kind of has a smell. And you can hear music and taste your food. But you can also do that internally, and so that's what we're going to kind of work on. So if you had to guess, what do you think your weakest sense would be, as far as if you had to think right now, what do you think would be, which one doesn't affect you as much, or do you think you use the least?
What is it? Sight,
Smell, taste, and sound. I feel like I have this written down somewhere. Yes, sight, sound. Okay, so touch, taste, smell, sound, and sight. And touch, taste, smell, sound, and sight. Which one do you think is your strongest, and which one do you think is your weakest, as far as the one that you feel like you pay attention to the most?
sight.
Sight. what you see in
and
there.
hip.
Hearing. Okay. And what about you?
Do you pay attention to most?
Huh?
That you pay attention to most?
Yeah, which one do you think you use the most or pay attention the most?
Taste and sight.
Taste and sight. And which one do you think is the one you use the least or pay attention to the least?
Hip.
Here.
You just had sound.
No, I said sight earlier.
Yeah.
I'm getting confused. Smell. That's what I'm listening.
Smell. Okay, smell.
Sound or smell.
Sound or smell. Okay, because we're going to go through an exercise, and that way, and afterwards maybe we can see if you were right about it or wrong, or it's not like you're right or wrong, but you can tell after the mindfulness exercise which one was activated the most. So we have them on the outside. We also are going to work on the inside. So I brought this jar, and I filled it with sand, considering we're in the middle of the desert. So instead of putting glitter in it like I wanted to, I put sand in, and I want to just put this to the side, but I want this to kind of represent your brain with the dirty part will be all the thoughts and the chatter and the things that go through your brain and all the calculations and the things you deal with. And hopefully, when this settles, that will be a representation of how you are when you are focusing on what's going on right now. You kind of clear your mind of all that outside stuff, and you're just right here, and nothing's happening, or nothing is pressing you into the future or into the past. So we're going to talk about postures when you meditate. And so I sit like this, or I sit like this. Some people sit with their hands in their lap, and some people sit in chairs, or they lay down. And so I want you just to, if you want to just play around with the different ones that you can do, because if you want to do something different today, like I know you both sat there, but if you want to lay down, this is to tell you that you can do meditation anywhere, and especially if you want to do it in bed. If you just want to be comfortable, and you can just, and so if you want to, and I didn't have this written down, but another thing you can do is you can put like a stuffed animal or a beanie baby or something on your stomach, and you just kind of stare at it and watch it go up and down and up and down, and then try to close your eyes and picturing it go up and down. That's just a way to like concentrate your eyes or your focus just on your breathing, and it keeps you from not being distracted. You're picturing this like thing going up and down on your stomach. You do it visually at first with your eyes, and then you can close your eyes and try to picture it. So if you want to just take a second and just concentrate on your breathing, and I think you both want to just lay down, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just let you lay down there for a second. And if you ever need to, you can always put like a washcloth over your eyes, or a bean bag. They have little bean bags sometimes if you go to yoga studios. That just keeps you from, it just relaxes your eyes and you don't have to think. So take a minute just to breathe into that position. And so, since you're done there, how about I just go into a short meditation for you. Then you can just listen, okay? We'll keep it easy, relaxed. All right. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stop. Breathe deeply and close your eyes. When your eyes are closed, your senses of hearing, touch, smell, and taste intensify. Listen to your outer environment. Take a deep breath. Oop, do you smell the scents in the air?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That smells good.
Okay. So right now, feel your hands. Are they smooth or rough? Are you tasting something right now? Turn your intention inside and focus on your inner being. Are you experiencing any emotions? If not, play with your emotion. Pretend you are feeling that emotion. Can you hear anything that is not in your outer world? Maybe a song or someone's voice. Take your time. See your favorite pie under your nose. Can you smell it? Now take a bite of your imaginary pie. Can you taste it? Now imagine nothing in particular. Watch what happens. Just be an observer of your own experience. Notice what you see, hear, feel, taste, and smell in your outer and your inner environment. Now take a deep breath in, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. All right. I went completely off my chart, off my script, and went ahead, but I just thought since you were laying down that we would just take advantage of that. So why don't I just ask you, were you able to see anything?
I saw myself go to school bus.
Did you? Okay. And what about, did you hear any sounds? Both, did you hear anything inside, like that was in your mind, or did you hear anything outside?
I heard the at school. I heard everyone just chattering around me and everything.
And so, when I was talking about smell and taste, and I had you envision a pie, were you able to see a pie?
Yeah, an apple crumble.
Apple pie. Oh, good. When I did this online, I saw blueberry pie, and a lot of the women that were in the online webinars all had blueberry. So I'm wondering if it's something like collectively or together. So maybe you, but you probably look just like that. so you could see it. Could you smell it?
Not really.
And were you able to taste it?
I could sort of taste the apples.
Okay, the apples. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to go to you, Amy. So were you able to see anything? What was it?
I saw just a few friends as I was at school today, like everyone went to school.
Okay. So you saw friends from
Yeah.
school? Okay. And did you hear anything that was different, that like was there any sounds or things you heard inside your mind versus outside?
Not really have anything.
Okay. And did you when you were when I brought up the pie, did you see the pie? It was apple crumble,
Yeah.
right? Yes. Okay. And so could you smell the pie?
Yeah.
You could? Okay, that's good. And could you taste it when you were supposed to?
Well, I remembered what it tasted like, but I didn't think.
Did you have the tasting
Yeah.
sensation? Okay, so when we had done that part before about using your senses, I think you both are right. Sight is pretty predominant. You can see even, outside you see everything around you, and internally you're seeing things as well. And then sounds, you could hear chatter, but smell and taste is probably, for me, was a more difficult one when I did it as well. It was hard for me to smell the pie as much as it looked delicious, and I couldn't really taste it, even though I remember what it tastes like. Okay, so I just kind of went ahead with that one, but so maybe now we'll go back to doing a couple more of these mindfulness practices that you can do. So I brought in these fun things that I have from that I got in Nepal, And these are singing bowls, and these are just some symbols. So I'm going to do one exercise where I just want you to close your eyes, and I'm going to make the symbols playing, and they'll make vibrational noises. And when you're done, when you don't hear the vibrational noise anymore, just raise your hand lightly. And afterwards, because I know you want to play on the singing bowls, we're going to let you do that, and you can do it for us, I guess. Okay, so if you want to close your eyes and just whenever you don't hear anything, hopefully I get a good playing. I might have to do it twice. All right, raise your hand. Those are on the same time. I did too. And I was a good clang, but what I noticed is when I hold it, if you hold it too tight, the vibration can't go through here, so it slows it down. So I'll let you practice with that, and then I'm going to try this. So, and also the singing bowl, I guess you have to have it, I'm still perfecting it, your hand flat, and I was told that you put pressure here on the outside, and you come around this way. It goes on for a while, and you can feel it in your hands. So I'll let you play with that. Like it was still going on, and or this one. And you can
What you do is just crank it.
yeah, and you can hold it. I think the closer you get it together, it's difficult. I know. Even though, so yeah, it's probably easier to do it that way. If you get them as equal, and then I don't know if you want to put it because I don't know if this one works. This one's easier to do, I think, than that one for me. So if you put a little bit of pressure on it, it's hard to keep it. Let me keep this on.
Made a bit of a sound different, but good.
And I think it worked better when I had it higher. But yeah, it works. You were getting it. That's good. Okay. It's hard because it's so hard to get around it. Like you get it going, and then you hit that part where you can't.
Like that.
That's pretty
That
cool.
was so good.
That's good. You want to try this?
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, you just try to put pressure on it right there, and then go around and show.
Is this the same?
That one's easier. It's hard to keep the pressure. Let's see if we can.
Hands better than me.
Let's.
That's good.
I'm feeling the vibration, but it's the guy. Hold it more at the top, or maybe put it more. It's really better. You got it? See if you can move your hand a little, and that's how Very good. There, I think you finally got it. But I thought these were so cool, and I'm so glad that I got this stuff in the fall after that. Ooh. Great. So you can see like how the vibrations last a lot longer if you pay attention to them, and so we're always hearing tons of noise, but there are different frequencies and levels and stuff like that. So let's see. So I can do that one. So why don't we try this next one, and if you want to, you can sit like this, or you can lay down again. If you want to lay down, I can move these out of your way, depending. And I'm going to have you
Go like that.
you're going to lay down again? Okay, great. And so, try this again.
I might actually lie down.
Good, yeah, lie down, get comfortable. The whole idea is for you to just, to use this for relaxing, for being present, and just to calm your mind and body and soul. So, I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath in. When you exhale, feel your body resting on the floor. Does the floor feel soft or hard? Feel your clothes resting on your body. Do they feel scratchy or smooth? See if you can feel your heartbeat. Now listen to what's going on around you. Can you hear any sounds? If not, listen to the silence. With your eyes closed, look at the back of your eyelids. What does this look like? Take a deep breath. Do you smell anything? And what does it smell like? Now I just want you to take a deep breath in. And when you exhale, feel your body resting into the floor. Just take a minute to follow your breathing. You can follow either through it coming in and out of your nose. You may feel your chest move up and down. Or you might feel it in your belly. Just pick a spot and concentrate on your breathing. If your mind wanders off, that's okay. Just gently come back to the breath. Come back to the present moment and start again. And when you're ready, after your last inhalation and exhalation, open your eyes and come back into the room. Or you can go to sleep. So was that relaxing?
Yes.
Does it, let me ask you, when you first start, it asks you to feel your body on the floor. Does it feel soft or hard? How do you think
The
it feels?
floor?
Floor, yeah.
I thought it felt hard, but then with this over it, it didn't feel as hard.
Yeah. Okay. For you?
Hard.
Hard, okay. And then it said, do you feel your clothes resting on your body? Do they feel scratchy or smooth?
Soft.
Soft. Yeah.
Yeah, soft.
Comfortable clothes. And then I asked you, could you feel your heartbeat? So were you able to, I saw that you went to your heart. Could you feel it?
I could, but only very.
And how about you?
Yeah, I could feel I'm not breathing, even though I put my hand
I noticed that you didn't do anything, so, okay, and so, then I said to listen to the sounds around you, and this one can be, sometimes you can just hear stuff inside, but sometimes you can, like, there's some sort of buzzing outside, so I'm just curious, what did you hear?
I heard the drilling,
Mm-hmm.
the AC, and just like silence, if you can take that.
Yes, absolutely, yeah, and for you?
I had the fridge and AC.
It's so amazing, I think, that you can hear, like, if you pay attention, how far away sounds can be, seem closer, or you're more, when you pay attention or in the present, you can hear them a lot more. Whenever I do that, sound is a strong one for me, so I always can hear the AC, or I can even hear, like, what seems like kind of a buzzing frequency that's just around, so. And then you said silence, which is good too. And then I said, look at your back of your eyelids. Were you able to see anything?
I think I did. I think my cross-eye did it. But saw like a black dot and then like orange but coming darker and then lighter and lighter and lighter.
You said last time, I think, that you saw something on the back of your eyelids when we did it before. That's why I thought about you when I did that. Or you saw lights or something.
Yeah.
And what about you? Did you say?
No, I just saw black.
Just saw black.
No, when you close your eyes, don't you see different colours?
Yeah, it's like spotted.
Yeah.
Like black spotted, yeah. But it's not like.
I always do.
If I put my hands over my eyes and I concentrate, that's when I can really start seeing.
Oh yeah, and it goes really like.
Yeah, it gets really black, but then I see a little white.
Yeah, coming up and then they go. Ooh.
Yeah, and so I've done, when I sat in meditation before and I have my eyes closed, if I start concentrating on the back of my eyes, sometimes I see different colors. So it's different for everyone. And then I tried to spray my fragrance again. I didn't get your face this time, did I? So were you able to smell that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it lavender vanilla?
Mm-hmm. It's lavender, chamomile, and
It smells really good.
yes, it's my friend bought this. It's aromatherapy, and it's pillow mist. So it seems very extravagant to have a mist for your pillow, but it smells very good, and it's supposed to be for you to sleep. So it's very nice. So you can spray it on anything.
Bath and Body Works.
Mhm.
It smells nice.
And so then I had you just take a deep breath and concentrate on your breathing. When I did that, where did you find to concentrate on your breath? Was it through your nose, through your chest, through your stomach? What did you use? Your lungs right here through your chest. Right there. And what about you?
Yeah, I just have my hands on my tummy and then going up and down.
And does that help to relax you at all when you concentrate on that?
A
Or
bit, yeah.
did you find your mind wandering at all?
Yeah.
All right.
I can't remember what it was thinking. I was thinking of something. But then you're like, and if your mind is wandering, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so you're like thinking about something in the day and then just slowly go back to focusing on your breathing.
And that's excellent. And that's a reason a lot of people think that they can't meditate because they can't clear my mind. But you're not supposed to. Your mind is going to do that. I think the key is just to bring it back, and it's for you to realize that your brain is going. And if you want to relax, you have to. It's easy to, if you bring it back to your breath, then you can kind of cut out that clutter and come back. You don't even realize that you just go. I do it all the time. So, all right. So, again, I think you get to experience like you have your internal senses, and so do you still think that your sight is your strongest sense, like internally? Do you see things more? Do you hear things more? Smell? Hearing for you? Your internal one? And what about you?
Sight and maybe smell, I don't know.
Okay, that's good. Smell is a tricky one, I think, for me. So, all right. So question. Would you be able to use this in every day? And if you can, when would you think you could use this? How would it help you?
I think maybe after a long hard day. Like I remember saying this last time, or after I've been annoyed with something or someone, and if I just feel like everything's a bit too much.
Mm-hmm. Just going to breathe.
Yeah.
Okay. And how about you?
Before I go to bed, I feel really tired now.
It's good to relax you, because when your brain is going, your body stays awake too.
It's hard to get, like, you know what you said to us, like breathing and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to sort of do that to yourself, like say it in your mind yourself.
To tell yourself to do that, to keep with it. I brought you a meditation CD that someone had given me. So with guided meditations in here, and maybe I left it in the car. I'll go get it. But yeah, I think that if you, it's something that you can play at night if you wanted to, and in that way, you don't have to be telling yourself. I even listen to guided meditations too, because it's hard to just channel it yourself. I do sit in quiet by myself sometimes, but it's nice to have someone kind of guiding you, because your mind will go off and you don't even know that it's off until they say, so if your mind's wandered, get back to your breathing type of thing. And so that really helps, and I use it as well. So what I have now is a couple options for some art that we can do. And what I brought were these, you each have a packet, and depending on what you're in the mood for, this is a kind of a poem outline, but you could do your own poem or whatever. And just like I did kind of a simile type of thing. The chatter in my head sounds like, silence is like, and you can use it in any way, or, sorry, it's a metaphor. And breath is like, my breath feels like, my heartbeat is like, my heart says, and today I will let go of certain things. And then I brought in these mandalas, which are these pictures, and they're circular in nature. And so I even printed out what mandalas have existed since the beginning of time, and that you probably witness and experience their beauty every day. And so simply stated, a mandala is a sacred circle, and the word mandala comes from the ancient Sanskrit language and loosely means circle or center. It's a simple geometric shape that has no beginning and no end. Within the circular shape, the mandala has the power to promote relaxation, balance the body's energies, enhance your creativity, and support healing. The great news is that you can achieve all these benefits while having fun coloring. So that there's 3 different designs, but they do, like, when I was in Nepal, they paint these, and when you look at them, you could be focusing in the outside and it could take you in, or you can focus in the inside and it could take you out depending on it. And I brought different levels of those. And I also, depending on what you want to do, so our mind is not totally clean yet. I brought these hats because I was going to have you paint on them if you wanted to paint breathe or quiet or silence. So you could have them in your room just to remind you. You can take a breath right now and relax or whatever. Or you could wear them, I don't care. So I'm going to let you decide what you want to do. But I don't have the paints, unfortunately, but I do have markers. If you wanted to use markers, and I have oil pastels and crayons and that. So if you want to work up here, you can. And I'm going to go check to make sure this is still taping. Hopefully it is. Oh, and then these are glitter things if you wanted to put them on your hat. All right, let's see.
To wear it to school. Of the color.
Okay, it looks like it's still going, so everything's good. And I'm going to go grab your CD.
Oh yeah.
And I'll have that in, and I can play some music in 1 second. And there's a clipboard right there if you need that too. Or if you want to do it on. Or if you want to just draw a picture, I have regular paper as well. guided imagery one where you did the grounding cord, or do you like breathing one better? Or are they
For
both
what,
fine?
relaxing?
For relaxing, yeah. What are your thoughts on the two?
I think this one we've just done is more relaxing, but the other one we've done is more like to clear your head.
To clear your head?
Yeah, I agree. I like the breathing one to relax.
Okay, good. Excellent. Let's see what happened. Doesn't seem like our sand, the water's still dirty, but if it were clean, I think the sand made it dirty. You can see how all the thoughts are supposed to go to the bottom. So it was a good idea in theory, but next time it will be further.
It's like a snow globe before I do.
Yes, exactly. But I don't have a snow globe in the desert, so I went with that. All right, girls, I want to thank you so much, and if I find a singing bowl in Bali, I will bring one back for you too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.